little bit lateness here, but
No, no, not at all. Like we appreciate you doing this, man.
happy to
Exactly.
do it, man. Happy to do it.
Yeah. And so, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever on the R&R podcast, we have someone we don't know.
Too much
Yeah,
pressure. I'm out.
yeah, yeah. He is a former officer of the law, if I'm not mistaken, and currently the co-host of the Trash podcast and host of the Code One podcast. But most importantly, he is the one true leader of the planet Krypton. Please welcome Jason Zod to the show. What's up, man? Thanks again
Well,
for doing
more
this.
like an insurgent leader. If you
Well,
know the
depending
Zod history,
on whose side you're taking. I
yeah,
mean,
you know.
yeah, Superman's fucking white bread. So,
Well, son of Jarrell. You know how it
yeah, yeah.
goes. It is an absolute pleasure to be here. You guys are great. I've watched multiple episodes and
I'm
I've
sorry.
cackled. Um, and that one particular episode, I don't think I'll ever forget because it's one of those things where if someone doesn't know your pain from bathing suit injury, they will.
Oh,
You know,
Oh,
it's like accidental misfires. There are those who have had them and those who will. You remember
yes. Yeah, the negligent
That's
discharge.
it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
So
that was a very painful and
I let him keep the new ones we bought him.
I still
you
wear them sometimes.
you guys are so brave. I consider you heroes for both of you. So I was like, fuck, I got to party with those guys at some point.
Yeah.
So
Most definitely, dude.
That
Like,
would be a
next time we're
blast.
up in North Carolina.
you guys are on the East Coast, correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
We're in South Carolina.
yeah,
So you're right there by the Redneck Riviera. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah,
Yes.
Dude. For
it's a good
sure.
time.
Love it.
Every time we drive that by, I keep on seeing it on. Most people don't know where I met you, and it was over Twitter, X, or whatever the fuck you want to call it now. I guess we became friends over mutual love of. I think it started with stand-up comedy, and then and then podcasting, and then went from there. So
It's been a joy.
yeah,
About every time you drive by.
the what is it, south of the border?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And everyone's like, "Oh man, I always wanted to go there," and I keep telling everyone because I go to Virginia a lot. So whenever I drive through there, I'm like, it's a fucking ghost town. It's actually like scary to drive by. It
Yeah.
looks like if I was to shoot a zombie movie, I'd shoot it there.
Yeah. After dark, it becomes the no sleep for Reddit parking lot, basically. Like all the fucked up weird ghost stories and people who are going to kill you that's all where they congregate. So
Oh man, they had a hotel burned down across the street from there, like within the past.
there was a place, it's obviously north of south of the border. It's in North Carolina. And I don't know if you ever it's on that route when you're going to Virginia from that area along those roads. It's right outside of Fayetteville. And it was a place where it had a huge fireworks place and a huge, basically only hooker truck stop. It was just like billboards were out there, the buildings out there, and it's like, come get your girls here. I haven't been there in by that way in 10 years. I've never been there. I would tell you if I had.
Okay, you're very quick to throw that one.
Yeah, I would tell you if I had.
I am aware of the place.
I have knowledge of the location of the entity.
I've never been in a woman's bathroom, but I can describe it to you.
Oh, I've been in a woman's bathroom. I wasn't allowed to stay long, but I was there. I was wearing a dress. What was I supposed to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
No.
Okay.
No.
That's why she's here.
I've only worn a dress one time in public that I can remember in my life as an adult.
And Halloween.
It was no. It was in the middle of, it was like Labor Day weekend in a casino in Charleston, West Virginia.
Was it white?
It was not.
Okay.
Little late. The ship has sailed on that one, my good man.
Right. Oh,
Yeah.
dodged a bullet.
My buddy lost a bet. We had a weight loss fitness contest, and he lost by like a half a pound. and he just lost his shit. And he was a fellow detective. We were undercover detectives at the time. He lost his shit because the loser in this competition had to wear a dress through the casino to the fantasy football
Yes.
draft that we were having there. Now, I wasn't even in the fantasy football league. I didn't play.
You just showed up in a dress like, oh, I didn't know we were doing this.
This is my buddy. Okay. He's having a hard time. So I'm like, fuck it. I'll walk through a casino in a dress. I don't give a shit. We'll do it together. So the casino part was nice. It was funny, but it was just as expected. Yeah. The only thing that really got me about that was this guy or these guys and a couple old ladies were like, "Oh, this must be a college prank," and I was like, "They think we're in college." Well, look how young we are, Ed.
Start skipping and
yeah, that was more or less it. And once he saw me being a big dummy about it, he was happy to be a big dummy about it.
So you're rocking the whole beard and everything at the time, or?
Much as I am now, except not as much. Well, not any gray in the beard then, but the fun part was shopping for dresses at the Goodwill.
Isn't it strange? Like for some reason, like I'm doing this for a joke, but also you're like, this is kind of fun.
I didn't feel there was any need to explain. Yeah. I just wanted the people to look at me because I'm a calamity. Yeah. And he was just like trying to do it like super secret, duck in the changing room ninja style. And the worst thing that could have happened to him did. While he's in there, this lady opens the door on him, pulling like almost putting his man tits in the dress. Like that's the stage we're at. And she turns around, she looks like it's like, oh shit, like ghosts and aliens are all real. Because I saw a fucking little Sasquatch in there trying on a dress. And I just looked at her and she looked at me and I was like, he's going through some stuff. And I just let it go with that. She walked away, just left her shit, walked out of the store. And I hope she told everyone she knew.
Yeah, Goodwill changing rooms are not the best.
I think it was a blessing for her.
Why would you want to, like, you're spending 35 cents on whatever the fuck you're buying. Why not?
Because
who cares if it fits or not?
Goodwill's more expensive than that now. And sometimes they don't have tags in them, so you gotta make sure.
What?
You gotta make
sure. I wanted to look good. We're a couple of big gals.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I guess that makes sense. But also, like, it just basic, like, shopping. I don't know.
You aren't a shopper, so just shush.
I'm not. I'm good at shopping sometimes.
No, you're not.
When you tell me what to get, I can find it now.
You have an objective.
Yeah.
You will get what you have been sent for. This is the mission.
Yep.
But the mission has to also require that I only send him to one of 3 places because you will only enter one of 3 places. Walmart, if it's super early.
Yep. Red Dot, Walmart.
Yeah. So Red Dot is what's Red Dot?
What? All I heard was
is that
okay. Walmart, the shop at and Food Lion. Yeah, those are the only 3 places I can send them.
Do they not have Red Dots in South Carolina anymore? That used to be the only place you could get booze around Myrtle Beach.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's 3 Red Dots, isn't it? ABC stores.
ABC stores now.
Okay, so you guys have been indoctrinated into the ABC culture. Okay. Yeah. The Carolinas are united.
Yeah.
I worked at one when we first moved here for like the first 4 years.
And they had to call it something else, though.
Yeah, Spirits. It's Marketplace Spirits.
But they just recently, within this county, got like
so where we could sell not
booze, but
beer and wine on Sundays.
Yeah, in the stores. It was never an issue for me. I was in the Army for 20 years, so I was always near a base. I always buy booze. But yeah, it was just recently because there's still gas stations around our area that say beer on Sunday.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah. We're that fucking far behind. South Carolina is like 10 years behind Oklahoma. That's how bad it is.
Yeah, you guys haven't even had a bombing yet. That's all fucked up.
No.
That's like 25 years, but not more.
We were there for that one. Yeah. We were both in high school.
Holy shit.
Yeah, for the Murrah building. We were.
Oh, yeah.
I was a sophomore in high school.
Yeah. I got in trouble that day. I was trying to get the fuck out of there because our school, because all of a sudden bomb threats are being called in and shit. And this is the day of the murder.
But we felt it and heard it.
Yeah.
But we didn't know what it was.
Yeah, it shook
Damn.
it shook our high school. We went to Pumpkin City North High School.
That doesn't matter.
It does because a lot of famous people went there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Not us.
Damn.
But yeah, that was a crazy time.
Yeah.
It was our friend's birthday, and we were like, damn, that sucks.
Yeah,
Your birthday's fucked now.
yeah, when you have a bombing birthday,
Yeah.
not gonna be the happiest of days.
Yeah. We used to give her dark jokes about it.
When somebody else we
Your
know,
birthday's the bomb.
somebody else we know's birthday was September 11th. I won't mention her name.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Imagine that one. Fucking A.
Who'd you guys
Okay.
have on the fucking Boston Massacre?
What? My cousin was running in it that year.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry about the bomb.
Oh, the bombing.
The bombing.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
The one with the
Trash can bomb.
no, it was the pressure cooker.
Pressure cooker.
Yeah.
Yeah. She bought one recently. I told her we got put on a list. We're going to buy a pressure cooker.
I think they stopped monitoring that one. I think
Did
that
they?
one's yeah.
Well, they need to go back to it because it's when you're complacent that
It's true. It's
Okay,
true.
So I'm a nurse. So
Yeah.
finding out you were in law enforcement, here's my question for you.
Look, fire away.
Okay.
No pun intended.
I recently had an incident with, so sorry, I work in long-term care.
Okay.
Okay. So grandson of a crazy family calls up, tries to say that grandma's in ICU and dying, and what did we give her? We poisoned her, we overdosed her, and all this stuff. And I'm like, I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
Was he wanting some of it? Is that what?
I think he wanted money. Like, I think he was hoping grandma was going to die, but he was trying to accuse us of the reason
Mhm.
so he could get some money. Anyways, threatens to come up and shoot me
Mhm.
and shoot everyone. So I immediately call. I'm like, hey, I need you to bring some protection up here and call the police, file a report. But like, how many times did you have to respond to like a medical profession, building, hospital, anything like that, to like something?
When I was on patrol, it was something. The hospital we had was located in the city.
Yeah.
So the city was the primary responder, but sometimes they would call for help for some of these just raucous, rock and roller fucking fights.
Yeah.
That you're talking about people fighting into. It looked like Saturday Night Main Event on the old WWF.
yes.
Like they were fighting in the ring, out of the ring, in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Someone
Clothes
was
on,
getting-
clothes
yeah,
off.
yeah. So you would get some of those calls. We would have to deal with involuntary commitments if you're in the uniform part of the service, be it patrol, civil, even jail officer. So I had to deal with that. So I was and of course, as a detective, going to interview victims in the hospital, hell, even perpetrators, suspects in hospitals. None of that's strange or out of the ordinary. Some are more memorable than others. I've got a couple that are really gross and crazy, and then I've got one in particular that is just one of my favorite ones to think about because of how bad it got one of my dearest friends. Hilariously bad. So I'll go over one of each real quick if that's okay with you.
Yes.
Go for it.
So I've told this on other casts, but I think you will have a grander appreciation for it.
Yeah.
So I had just gotten 2 weeks secure leave with the dude who was basically my partner, and when we were regular detectives, we were workhorses. We did a lot of cases.
What's regular detective?
It would be CID, which would be Criminal Investigation Division. It would be your shirt and tie kind of guys, coat and tie.
Okay. Like 7.
Yeah.
What's in the box?
It's everything from property crimes, which could be a mailbox vandalism, all the way through homicide and special victims crimes, shit like that. So you can catch a homicide, then catch a a mailbox vandalism, which is exactly what I did inside of 3 days.
Fucking working them the same way. Like,
Yeah.
get
It's
the
like,
fuck down
yeah.
to the mailbox, kid.
Yeah. I swear to fucking God, kid. You don't fucking, you shoot in his
Drop the
head.
bat. Drop the bat.
Yeah. I went from getting, apprehending my own suspect in a homicide case, because this is kind of how it worked. It played out. I didn't have the unis to do it. We went and my partner and I went and did our own dirty work as far as apprehending the suspects. Generally, we tried to do it that way because it kept me from having to call other people to the stand, and also, kind of want to do it. It's like, okay, this is my case. I'm going to bring her in.
Little less paperwork,
depending on how we did it. But in this case, it was we had been secured for vacation, so we went out and partied. It was a Thursday night, and we were young detectives. I was 28 then.
Oh, wow.
And he was younger than I was. He was like 25.
Holy shit!
Yeah, we were young for being
still
detectives.
Party all night and go to work the next day.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
right. You're invincible at that point because
you were ready for Vice and Narc.
Oh yeah, well we were already playing with those guys, so we would go out after we finished the shift and go play with the Vice guys. So
nice.
Just all the dumb things you do when you're young.
Yeah.
Well, I got home at 1:15, 1:20 that morning. Fell into bed. Got a call at 5:15 in the morning. All hands on deck. The sergeant, who was not someone I was a big fan of, was calling for everybody to help him. An old couple had been sliced up like fucking roast beef filleted, and they were still alive. They were in the hospital, but they had been letting this pregnant girl stay with them. They had been taking care of her. She was 8.9 months pregnant. I mean, she was ready to pop any second. Her boyfriend, who had been abusive to her and who had been ordered to stay away from her, came in, sliced them up, took her out at knife point. So it's not only a attempted double homicide, possible double homicide. Yeah, you got an active kidnapping of 2 human beings.
Yeah.
One who ain't out yet. Then we worked. I mean, everything gruesome. We worked. I was like, look, we're on 2 weeks secured leave. I was telling this to the desk officer. We're not supposed to be there. The captain will chew our head off. Just make sure it's okay. She said, I already asked them because I saw you were on leave, and they told us you had to come in. And again, we were workhorses. We were good at what we did. And we weren't going to say no because this is the dance. But I sure did need some coffee before I decided to do this. A lot of coffee. So I went and got 2 large cups of coffee and headed towards the scene. I didn't even bother going to the office. I just threw on some sort of shambles of clothing and headed to the scene. And I was like, well, I wonder what time my buddy Justin's going to get in. He beat me to the scene. He lived closer to it.
Wow.
And I know for a fact, because he was sending me messages, he was up at 3 a.m. still drinking Bloody Marys.
That's why he was able to.
He was getting ready for the next day already.
I get out of the car looking like and feeling like hammered shit.
Because he went to sleep.
Yep.
He's there. He's putting his little booties on, getting ready to go in right past the ID folks and look at the scene. And he's like, here's that second cup for me. I was like, no. I was like, how are you functioning? I know for a fact you. And I stopped and I was just like,
Yep.
Oh wait,
This guy,
Still.
yeah, he's drone focused with dragon breath.
He's got his glasses on. He looks at me and goes, and throws me the box of little booties to put over my feet because it's like a blood river in there. We go in, reconstruct what we got to reconstruct, do what we got to do, get out, and then I start tracking my stuff, which is I track people. He started doing cell tower information. Just reflex what we do. So at one point, a few hours from then, we're at a briefing with our captain. You know, it was about noon by then, and somehow no one had thought to relieve us of our duty.
Oh.
So we were still actively working this, and I had to go to a doctor's office before I went there. Her prenatal care, they gave us everything without any warrants. They're like, look, just take it. This is an emergency situation. I scribbled down a little bullshit subpoena thing. And, it was technically okay, but, it wasn't about that. It was about finding the kid and the girl.
Yeah.
Because
no one's going to create a fuss about paperwork.
And truly, and I'm sure you've seen this, Stacy, in exigent circumstances,
You just give them what they need.
you get what you get,
If I get my ass chewed for not having the right paperwork, it's fine.
It's fine.
And we always felt the same way.
Yeah.
So long story short, I'm in this meeting, both of us are, and the captain goes, "How about you, Bubba?" And I don't know what the question is. I raised my head up and I've got a sticky note to my fucking head. I've got my sunglasses on. And I was like, "We're gonna find this son bitch, sir." And I put my head back down. And he looks over, and is like, "Justin, how's your end going?" And all he hears is Justin snoring.
Oh no!
Because he's back in his chair and he's got himself like, he looks like he's really attentive, but he's asleep. He's completely fucking asleep. Nevertheless, you know who ends up bringing the motherfucker in? The two idiots.
Yeah.
And he was in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Oh, that
Son
figures.
of a bitch.
Our old sheriff said he's either went to New York or he went to Myrtle Beach. And when he found him, I called him and I said, "How the fuck do you know that?" He's like, "I've been in this game a long time, boy." Then he hung up on me. Well, he said, "No, go to sleep." And then he hung up on me.
What kind of
Meth heads always go to Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, I was about to say, what is the connection between either New York or fucking Myrtle Beach? I don't get it.
They
You can disappear anywhere.
No.
I've seen it from this area. I've seen it so many times. It's just one of those things you come to know. Like, when they're desperate and they run, they want to go to that one last paradise or vacation.
Right.
And it's in their head, it's either New York City or Myrtle Beach, and Myrtle's closer.
It's going to be really easy to score any kind of drugs they need at Myrtle Beach. So
Myrtle Beach is kind of expensive, though.
No.
Fuck there.
Not if you stay at that. Not if you stay at places like that hotel you booked for me and the kids that day. No,
that was by accident. Hold on. Look, we're about to get some shit here. When it comes to hotels, I'm a fucking hotel snob. I don't I stay at nice fucking places. I want, I'm paying for it. She, on the other hand, this girl drove from Oklahoma to fucking Florida, so that route, just staying in like Motel fucking 6s.
Once and it was at a Motel 6 and you lost your shit.
Yeah, because I could hear motherfuckers outside the door when you're on the phone with me, like knocking and shit. She's in there with three children. I was like, "You got the dogs? Yeah. You got a gun? Yeah." I'm like, fucking people calling the room. Yeah. So when it comes to hotels,
I have gained a little bit of that since we've been together so long. So I'm trying to sleep because I work nights. So I'm trying to sleep and I ask him to book a hotel for me and my daughter, my youngest, and her two friends because it's prom weekend and they want to go to the beach instead of the actual prom.
Can I tell you that I wasn't fully behind this mentally when I was making the whole?
Why?
I don't know. For some reason, I was irritated.
Yeah, it's weird. He doesn't like me to go places without him. He gets very.
Don't even bring that up. That's
anyway
happening here.
He loves you.
I know. So I asked him to book a hotel. So he was like, "Okay, I got it. It's done." And sent me a confirmation. I was like, "Okay, fine." So the girls and I get there and we drive up and we drive past this hotel and I was like, "Oh hell no."
I get a fucking text message. It's like, "We drove past where we're not staying there." I'm like, "Well, it's too late. You can't."
I said, "Yes, I can." He said, "So you're just gonna eat that $200?" Yep, sure am.
That's when I knew it was bad.
Now, please elaborate. Why could you not stay there?
Oh no, it was. So have you ever been to Myrtle Beach? You have.
Oh yes.
Okay.
I stayed at
apprehend what's his name down there.
So let me just say, this hotel looked like somewhere where you would apprehend a criminal.
I used to stay when I was very young at the Budget Inn and the Budget Inn Annex, if that tells you, on Ocean Boulevard how low down we went.
So this was not on the beach side of the street. It was on the opposite side. And it had, it was 2 stories, but it was just 2 stories. And
those are the best ones.
It was just one hallway, not it looked like, I don't know, the apartment in the 90s that you would go to buy weed.
That's extremely illustrative.
Yeah.
Yeah, like every door is like
Yeah, it's one little door and then the next little door and it's just brick and it's not resort worthy by any means.
It's a straight up motel. Like it is a motel by
it's a place to
definition.
go do drugs.
Yes, which would have been great if I was going there to like, have a great weekend. But that's not what it was for.
No, you had two fucking three high school girls, so I felt bad.
Yeah, so I just went down the street a little ways across the street.
I didn't get a chance to fucking scout or the area, nothing. All I had was the stupid Google. Yeah. I didn't even look at the live map. I should have looked at that.
So we're very familiar with Myrtle Beach and the crew that hangs out at Myrtle Beach.
Yep. We have fun.
Yep. Plenty of nice places, plenty of not nice places. So.
Right? Yeah. And we bar hop at every place in between. So
I got a question for you.
Sure.
So, do you still live in the area that you worked in as a detective?
I do. I was fortunate enough, especially towards the latter part of my career, I worked with a lot of federal agencies and task forces. So I got to go all over the state and whatnot, sometimes other states to do shit. So the latter part of my career was some focus in this area and a lot of focus all over. So yeah, I'm still there, still here rather.
Did you ever have you ever like run into people you put away or like families that were like pissed off that you put away someone in their family?
If it's someone who's going to be pissed off at me and they see me out in the wild, 10 out of 10 times they go the other way.
Yeah.
They don't want anything to do with me. They're like, life is so much better when he's not around. So let's keep that going, and that's just fine with me.
I bring it up.
Most of the time, people are very friendly with me. Even if, again, my first homicide case, to this day, she still, if I saw her out somewhere, she'd like me. I mean, she's got a few years before she can get out, but I've had plenty of drug dealers and all kinds of folks like me just fine. It's just, being decent to folks.
You caught him. That's all.
Yeah, it was just a game, the drug thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, like murder and stuff like that. People who really don't like me are people who commit crimes against children. Now, all of those people will definitely go the other way. If they see me, they may move. They're like, oh, shit, he still exists in this part of the world. I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Oh, so you're still seeing these people that have like done shit like that
every great once in a while. I had a guy put a hit out on me who I saw, and I saw him in a Walmart, and he'd already gone to federal prison and got out, and he took the fuck off. He got out of Dodge.
Yeah, he's like, fuck, I failed
miserably.
He's thinking righteous kill, like, can he kill me now?
Yeah, probably. He's definitely thinking, oh, he could kill me and definitely get away with it. I'm gonna
Well, I got a good piece of him before I slapped the cuffs on him the last time. Yeah. And for a couple of reasons, he was like, you know what? Again, this person in my life is not good for me. I like to think he's become wiser. So
yeah. Or dead in
like,
ditch somewhere.
It's not uncommon for like healthcare workers to get abused or threatened or so. When that happened that night, I literally I was so damn mad. I went out front and smoked a cigarette and called Johnny, waiting on him to bring me what I needed.
I tweeted about it.
I was waiting, and I told
Diet Coke.
I told one of my nurses, I was like, I'm going to be out front smoking a cigarette, waiting for this motherfucker to pull up.
I had already had a couple, so I had to get the son to drive. I was like, hey, your mom said bring her peace. And he's like, all right.
Put the Diet Coke under the blanket in the back.
Yeah.
So
bring the extra magazines for the Diet Coke.
Yep.
The cop pulls up. And he was like, are you Stacy? I was like, yep. He said, do you want to press charges? Sure do.
Well, it's a wise idea to press charges because not only have they threatened you, they've threatened
all of my staff.
A local institution. I mean, this is a place where people are receiving care. And I know as good as anybody, maybe better than most, one stray bullet. I mean, Johnny will tell you, one stray bullet can cause just a catastrophe.
Chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and nothing that most of these damn bullets these idiots shooting, they don't shoot who they're shooting at.
No,
Right.
It's all collateral.
Yeah.
Well, and like that's what I was saying. Like I'm the night nurse supervisor. That's my title. They need
Wow.
shut up. They need an RN in the building to like call time of death and hang IVs and that kind of stuff. That's why I'm there. But for me, it's like that's my staff. So for somebody to put like I'm the one responsible. We don't have security.
There's
We
a
don't
fucking
have,
movie right now. This is a movie script. Like she's like,
I am because
this is my fucking
like,
staff.
I'm very protective.
Good.
I'm like,
Oh, you're referring to your arm, your firearm. Like this is my staff.
oh
Like,
no. I'm talking about no.
I'm sorry. I'm writing the script in my head. As
Okay.
You're telling the story.
I like that you did the center marriage and you came from the chin like you're a real shooter. So that's good stuff. Yeah.
But
Little
it's
things.
like,
Yeah.
there's 160 residents and 14 staff. Like, I was
Just
like,
give up all the numbers. OPSEC.
oh, come on now. Anyway, I'm like waiting outside, like, come on. I don't even have anything yet, but I'm gonna take down this person by myself.
Yeah.
Stay indoors till you get the gun at least.
I was too mad. I had to smoke.
I had an interrogation question
Oh God.
Sure.
because we're ID fanatics.
Oh, we are. That's good.
Fucking
Like that's how we go to sleep at night. That's our soothing sound.
My dog Boba now after his second back surgery, he doesn't come to bed. He stays in the TV room, and I'm like, "You want me to turn on your shows for you? Make sure his shows like I reset the TV so it doesn't go to sleep, so he can watch his shows."
And now he barks like Joe.
ID channel.
He barks like Joe Kinda talks.
Yes.
Woof. Woof.
My.
Love Joe. Love him.
Yeah, Lieutenant Joe. Dude, we were so happy to see him come back. Like now he's got that American
Detective,
show,
yeah.
which is so. Dude, okay, we're gonna sidetrack Lieutenant Joe real quick. Okay, I was upset when Lieutenant Joe went off the air because that actor who played him
was really good,
and he fucked them. Like he's Lieutenant Joe. Like where does he go now?
He'll find his way somewhere in like television drama.
I'm gonna look him up. And
he's a former sheriff's deputy.
Is he really?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, and he's gotten a few acting gigs since then, so he's doing all right.
He's a really good actor. So like
he's a handsome fellow.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that too.
He plays the clerks. You seen Lieutenant Joe? Look at
Joe's wife was a nurse.
Yeah, was she?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. She was a head nurse.
John.
Yeah. I only ever got up to detective sergeant, so sorry.
Okay. Hey, NCO's fucking backbone.
Yeah, sorry, baby.
That's him.
Yeah. I went up through the NCO court and then back down.
Why go up a slide if you're not going to use it?
Yeah. Well, I had fun.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. It was a joke.
Your interrogation question.
Yes. So, cops can lie during interrogations.
Match wits.
Wait, hold on. Because whoever's being interrogated technically cannot, because then wouldn't that be considered obstruction of justice or?
No. Obstruction while there is.
That's like hiding evidence or
you have to
destroying evidence or
it's actively and knowingly curtailing.
But if you're lying
that's
during interrogation, wouldn't you be?
I have never and would never charge someone with obstruction for lying.
Okay. I mean, when is that more of a harder charge? Is there a lesser you can give someone for doing that? Like,
well, I mean, depending on the state,
I'll get your mom in here to beat your ass.
Right. There are varying degrees of it. I shied away from obstruction of justice unless I had something where there was a physical or like a very deliberate attempt to stop law enforcement.
You couldn't like have that as evidence.
My vocabulary is
that's where you become. getting rid of a murder weapon is where we have leapt into accessory territory.
Oh,
For me,
okay.
you make a big old hopscotch jump forward.
I don't have any experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're accessory after the fact. Now you could go with obstruction on that, but not when you got that big old chomper of an accessory charge out there.
Getting rid of a pair of shoes.
That is
No
also
accessory.
when
Maybe damaging that
Anyways.
pair of shoes, but
Or-
not.
Yeah.
if you hid something, you could be an obstruction versus. I mean, there's a lot of discretion, and also every situation is different. Even though you've got so many different near identical scenarios, you have to really weigh and use your discretion on what you're going to go with. Obstruction clearly is the lesser, as opposed to being accessory, but it's a sliding scale, and I think reasonability is something that's lost in a lot of culture. Period. But using a reasonability scale for obstruction of justice is a big deal.
So what was the biggest wit match that you did during an interrogation? If you can remember.
I mean, I did a few. I don't like talking about the stuff I did as much
Okay.
because I don't want to act like I'm bragging about anything.
Okay, one that you've heard about.
One that I know of for sure happened.
There we go.
Like the funny ones, funny always sticks out to me. The other stuff, like, yeah, I've done things where I've just come in and thrown something down and acted like I had something I didn't, or I matched wits with someone and basically took a chance. Was saying, like, I know what you did, and it was all just me making educated inference. Like, it's okay to deduce.
Right.
It's very bad to assume. I say that on Code 1, like, don't deduce.
The vocabulary's gotten so much better since we're discussing.
So, if I do deductive reasoning and I come to a conclusion, like on the fly in the middle of an investigation with new information, someone's told me whether it was witting or unwitting, I've had a few shining moments. One of my favorites is people playing on other people's weakness or lack of character or just ignorance. One of the guys who I came up, and he was one of my dudes. He was a mentor, one of my mentors in detective work. He had this thing where he really was one of the best at talking to people. And the highest compliment I ever got from him was, I would not sit in an interrogation room and tell you shit. I wouldn't tell you my name. When he told me that, I almost swooned. I was like, oh, my star. I was a Southern Belle.
Your knees get weak, your dick gets a little hard.
Little to a lot. My dress was poking out that day. I'll tell you, he told me that. I was like, oh, because I felt the same way about him. It's like, I wouldn't tell this fucker my driver's license number. And in an interrogation room, he goes in, this guy, he's got a homicide case, and there's a dude who, I believe it was over money. Either the guy wanted to rob him or they were having an argument.
Money and love, right?
Well,
I was joking to say money, love.
Money, sex, revenge.
Yeah.
But I throw my number 4 in there is drugs.
Yeah.
I don't put that in there with money necessarily because drugs have their own.
Yeah, that's
thing.
all.
But so the guy did it. But there's nothing that's going to link him to it if you don't have a confession. Because as much of a country bumpkin as he was, he knew enough to cover his tracks.
Yeah.
So Chris, he was a lieutenant at the time, detective. Outstanding interviewer, outstanding. Now, he could tell you everything about forensics. He could tell you everything about everything in detective work, but him in a room was deadly. They had SBI agents wanted him to come in and interrogate people, all kinds of folks.
Damn.
He goes in, he takes a break. Now, he is the nicest guy in the world. He never got cross with this dude 1 second.
Yeah.
But he takes a break, gives the guy something to drink, lets him go smoke a cigarette. So at this point, the guy in his mind is free to leave. He's got the guy saying things like he's doing a favor to Chris coming in and tell him what really happened, which is great. As long as you get people talking, keep them talking. Let it run out. Chris comes back in. They both did their thing. Chris has a DVD. Now, what he'd done is he'd gone into one of my best friend's office and said, hey, give me a quick DVD, blank DVD. It's like, why? He's like, I think a fucking DVD. Okay. Hands it to him. No questions really asked. Chris goes back in. Now, this is videoed somewhere. Chris goes in and he throws down the DVD. And Chris goes, I'm sorry. It took him a long time to get these damn things going. He's like, this is the new shit. I don't really know much about it. I used to do VHS. And the guy looks at him and his body language completely changes. He was spaghetti when Chris went into that room. And all of a sudden, he's nothing but straight lines and right angles. His hands are spread on the desk. Yeah.
Rigor mortis has set in.
He's trying everything he can because this guy knows enough to know that if he crosses up, he's completely telegraphed it. But now, he's at the top of the roller coaster. He's going for a ride. And Chris goes, man, I get why you killed him. I get it. And Chris is kind of leaning forward. He's rationalizing the entire thing. And he rationalizes from that guy's point of view why he killed this man. He goes through the entire thing in a deductive standpoint. Nails it.
Side. Yeah.
I mean, that would 100% be me because a lot of times I'd be like, I understand.
Dude, if I fucking of the people that I've dreamed about destroying, like if somebody came up to me afterwards and was like, I totally fucking get it. I'm like, well, right?
Here's the genius of Chris. He summed up this guy the minute he saw him before they ever walked in that room together. And he looks at him and goes, I get why you killed him. And he almost makes that an afterthought. He goes, but why did you do that to the body? The guy goes, what are you talking about? He goes, he messed with him. The ME said that, Ew. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, do I have to say it? And the guy goes, you got to say something. I don't know what you accuse me of. He goes, someone had sex with him, and they think it was after he was dead. The guy goes completely open. Look, I killed him, but I ain't touched shit. I don't get down like that. I don't know what the fuck's going on. He's like, y'all got a much bigger problem than me. Look, I did what I had to do. We had our thing. Completely confesses to the whole fucking thing.
But could not be accused of anything gay.
He's not gay, dude.
I went home and jacked off. Fuck him.
Wow.
Masterful. So, again, you learn from people like that. So in my first homicide interrogation, I'm sitting there and I'd learned a lot from Chris at this point. Still a young detective. And I'm talking to this girl who is 4'8" or 9.
Oh, the most evil kind. They can no.
She was honestly, she was absolutely pitiful.
Oh.
4'8" or 9. She had hair like
8 or 9. I don't know if that inch makes much of a difference.
Well, I'm estimating.
It's a booster seat. Is that
no? She get a check.
She's significantly under 5 feet tall for me.
Okay.
She had hair like Tootie from The Facts of Life, who, if Tootie had been homeless.
Tootie!
She was a black lady, and she was hunting birds and squirrels. Her eyes.
Yep.
Oh.
Well, that away.
Yeah.
She had been smoking crack. She went to collect a crack debt from somebody, and the literal crack whore who she was trying to collect crack money from with her friend. The boyfriend steps out. This guy who was a John but thought he was her boyfriend. Very sad. A very nice guy. he really was. He was a nice dude. He had in his mind, he was lonely. He was old. She was somewhat age appropriate to him. And well, I mean, within
lots of attention because he paid for it.
He bought her crack. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? When that's your life.
I can't. I'm not saying anything bad about this guy. He was lonely. He sought affection. He never hurt anybody.
And what a way to go out!
No, he didn't go out. He wasn't.
He came out of the house. Now they had smoked crack. He only smoked crack because she wanted him to smoke crack. And he's like, okay, I'll smoke. Okay,
Yeah,
great.
this guy,
Yay, crack.
he's hanging out with crack whores. That
Okay,
means,
no, he's getting affection from someone. He's old.
I know. I'm saying let him do his.
So yeah. So the crack whore was like, just act like we're not home. He's like, well, see, the lights are on, the TV's on.
They're
we're home.
laying down by
No, I
me.
was like, when Jehovah's Witnesses come, I'm like,
Yes.
Everybody down.
And this guy was like work strong. Like he worked all his life. This fucker could like bust up chairs, build shit. I mean, he was fucking ripcord. He goes outside to talk to them. They end up getting into a fist fight with him.
oh no.
Oh,
And he starts beating them both up.
Yeah.
They attacked him.
Yeah.
The short one had a little purse and she had a little knife in the purse.
Oh no.
She takes a little knife out, and to get him off of her, she sticks him.
Yeah.
She stuck him, and Stacy, the spacing. 3 finger spaces below the left nipple.
Oh Jesus, that's not good.
One and done.
the heart.
Yeah, that's terrible.
I
One and
got
done.
that one right.
I know you also know where the heart
Oh.
really is in the human body, but that was it. Like, I think it was the lower aortic valve and the vena cava both.
Oh God.
It was
He
done.
one shot, one killed him
I
with
mean,
the fucking.
yeah, if you get the right spot,
I know that's
it's over.
hurt.
It was
Damn.
prime.
I'm saying that some people like have to stick somebody 47 fucking times.
Mm.
That's not a
This one's just
She found the Goldilocks zone.
right.
It's even more impressive with her fucked up eyes, but
Right.
so,
Just
So-
aim for the one in the middle.
so after yeah. All right, bitch.
Yeah.
So after
Oh,
all
God.
this shit, I get her in an interrogation room, and I'll cut it down to this. And while we're doing all this, she goes to the point where she confesses. She says, "I didn't even know the knife was in my hand." But the one thing she would not cop to, she would cop to being an alcoholic, driving around drunk all night, being off her ass, all that. She would not cop to smoking crack.
That's the worst thing that could happen.
And that's
Not
where I
killing
learned
somebody.
that's where I learned my everybody has one thing
Yeah.
rule. You got to give them one thing if the situation is big enough. Give them one thing. I don't care if she smoked crack.
Right.
I was there to solve a murder. I solved a murder.
Right.
If I really needed to know that she was smoking crack, I'd have asked 10,000 other people that told me she was smoking crack that night.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't need her to tell me. She had that. That was hers.
Yeah.
She beat me on that one.
Yeah.
I just got a murder confession. That's all I got. I didn't get her to tell me
Right?
she was smoking crack.
She's like, I want.
So if you want a good confession out of someone, or you really want a true admission, keep your target in mind and let them have at least one. Let them get
I
you on
want
one
to
thing.
use that on you.
Good luck.
Next
Women
time
are-
I need to interrogate her about.
Women are the hardest on that. Just to let you know, they will not come off their one. It doesn't matter if there's video and the good Lord Himself descends the staircase. We're like, you know what? I don't even like you. I like Buddha now.
See that kind of brings us into our first topic.
Okay.
With the book about everything men know about women by Dr. Alan Francis. That sounds like somebody who should not be writing.
No,
a
sounds
book.
like a Catholic man who should not write anything about what women know.
Everything Men Know About Women by Alan. No one ever named Alan Francis ever like got laid a whole bunch.
Not by women.
No, that's true. So apparently this book is like 200 and something pages. I had it written down in my
That's
phone.
199 too long already.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, 228 pages, published in 1989, and all the pages are blank. This did
Everything men know about women. All the pages are blank. Imagine that.
okay, that may have been everything he knows about women.
Come on.
You know what I know about women?
Oh, I'm curious.
I wanna use like the Roadhouse fucking quote when he's like,
Oh, God.
be nice until it's time not to be nice, or whatever the fuck he says.
That's some good Dalton wisdom. Yeah, that's nice.
That I think that's if you treat women like that's what I know about women. Just be nice until it's not time to be nice, right?
Okay.
I thought you were going to say that shit hurts, don't it?
that's
Let's see other applicable Roadhouse quotes.
to me.
I've got them all, dude. I got them all.
Well, she's a big Patrick Swayze fan
I
anyway,
mean,
but
Oh,
for the other, but for the
I-
other reason, for the dirty.
I believe in the power of Pat.
right?
Okay.
Yeah. He
I-
was really good at what movies he was in for,
Look, fucking Red Dawn,
yeah,
Roadhouse.
Dirty Dancing.
I'm not giving him Dirty.
Give him Dirty Dancing.
No, you can have Dirty Dancing. I will give him that in this in the sense that he's like was like a chick fucking magnet, but he was also like a dude's dude.
Yeah. He didn't want to be a patron.
Kinda.
That's all.
Yeah.
Also, this guy breezed into town. Let's just say all agree that easily in his mid to late 20s at that point,
Right.
and said to this 15-year-old girl, "You're mine." And everybody's like, "You know what? Good for you, man."
18.
Yeah.
18.
Oh, she was 18. I thought she was 50.
No, she was
Okay.
18.
She looked
Okay.
fucking 15.
I
Wait, wait.
Yeah. Watch the intro again, the beginning of the movie. She's about to join the Peace Corps.
okay.
Yeah,
That's
well,
why it was such a big deal
either
when,
way,
Thank you.
listen, the sister Lisa was like, you wouldn't care as long as his people were on the right side of the Ho Chi Minh Trail.
Vietnam reference.
It was.
Shout out to Jerry Obrick, though. What's his name from Long
Jerry
Island?
Orbach, yeah.
Yeah, Orbach. Yeah.
He was the only guy who was like, "What the fuck, dude?"
Yeah, the dad.
He was
Yeah.
the one who gave
Okay.
did the abortion.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. That was very
No,
good.
he didn't do it. He fixed her after she went and had an illegal one.
Yeah.
See,
After
that's
her
what happens
box
when they're
one.
illegal.
I don't watch
Yeah.
the movie.
Here's the thing.
It's like you don't watch mine.
Well,
I applaud her mom for being the lady who not
who
only
just
was
said,
the grandma from Gilmore Girls, which I love Gilmore
Right.
Girls, who was like, "I think she should throw him some pussy." That's what I would have done.
yeah.
Yeah, basically. She gets this from me. She's a whore just like me. That's what I did.
Yeah.
Grandma's
I
old
missed it.
fashioned. Keep the belly full, the balls empty.
Look, lady's
Look.
a saint as far as I'm concerned. She
Right.
gets this from me. I miss being a whore,
They
Herman.
didn't interfere with anything dad did until dad was trying to interfere with baby girl. And then it was like, wait a minute, that's love.
You won't get any argument from me.
Right.
I'm so happy now that I don't think she was 15.
Right? No, she's
I'm-
18.
He's like,
I've got no problem. Guess what
Yeah,
I'm
we
doing
got-
after this podcast?
And then we gotta talk about ghosts.
No, we're not. Okay. You brought it up, so now I'm gonna bring it up.
Oh Jesus.
The scene in Ghost.
Whoopi
when
Goldberg,
he-
lesbian.
Yes. He is in Whoopi Goldberg's body.
Mhm.
She does not see him. She sees Whoopi Goldberg.
She already knows that that's
He's making out with Whoopi Goldberg.
him. But she already knows that that's him.
Also, she's never been with more of a man than Whoopi Goldberg. So
Probably
Yes,
not.
that was Jumpin' Jack Flash.
I mean, I'm just saying, there's something to lesbian porn, right?
Okay, but not
there
with-
better be. Boy, I tell you what, if nobody else is keeping it up, I'm going for it.
I don't know. I mean, I guess Whoopi
Maybe
porn
not
would
for
be
you,
somewhere,
but
I'm sorry, but that scene just
if you're the
doesn't-
lesbian porn, it doesn't matter.
But when we're watching it as kids and they make it out to be like, oh no, now it's him. No, it's not.
I don't know. I
is
still think it was
Whoopi
hot.
Goldberg.
The whole thing was hot. All of it.
It was hot. And that speech you're going to have with your kids one day is like, one day when a lady and a ghost love each other very much,
Right.
She's gonna
they
look
find
like
they
Whoopi
find a
Goldberg.
black Jewish lady
Right.
of a masculine persuasion,
Right.
and they make things happen.
It doesn't
That-
matter. As long as you
yes.
love them. It's okay.
Yes, I
Somebody's
agree.
gonna fall through a window.
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Mm.
Oh, you're
By the way-
outnumbered.
Has that dude, the villain in Ghost, ever been a good guy or even a
No,
decent guy
no.
in anything?
And he's scary in every movie. It's always like somebody is possessed. He's
Or-
in horror movies,
or
and
he's
he's
just-
always sweating.
Yeah.
He's always sweating.
Yes,
He
but
looks like the guy from the new Twisters movie.
No.
Yeah, he
No.
looks like the son. Yeah, the guy from the new Twisters movie.
Did not have curly hair.
Yeah, the one who didn't die.
Oh, the friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
are you talking
Sorry.
about David Cornsweet, the new Superman?
Huh?
No.
The dude in the new Twister movie, not Glenn, what's his name, but The
The new
dude.
Twisters movie. He's talking about Javier in the new Twisters.
Oh, okay. Well, that is
Did you
definitely
see
not
it
new
already?
Superman. I have not. No, I will.
Oh, shh, don't talk.
Okay.
It's okay. You can say what you
It's
got to say.
good.
I can't
He
wait.
loved it. He loved
I don't love it. I think it's good. There's a lot of nods to the original. And look, dude, we're from Oklahoma, and I fucking hate Oklahoma. But the nods to the first movie.
I've been through a lot of real tornadoes. So
Yeah, we're both in.
no, you were only there for a little while. You weren't there as long as me.
I went through that one that was when I was in Edmond, and I was at the the one that fucked up. Well, there were so many that fucked up more. But me and Schoonover we were at Arctic Edge Ice Arena in Edmond, Oklahoma. We both worked there.
Talking about May 3rd.
Yeah, May 3rd. The May 3rd tornado. We had to put everyone in the fucking in the locker rooms because it's so then we went outside because we're fucking idiots.
You were high.
Yeah.
He was high.
No, I had never
Why
done
not?
drugs until after I got out of the army.
Full of shit.
Ever.
Okay.
Ever.
I knew him in high school. He's full of shit.
Yeah. She didn't know me in high school. I didn't do drugs back then. I drank booze. But yeah, we went outside and we watched it fucking jumped over us. It went over because we willed it away. The tornado don't fuck me up.
I was on Southside Oklahoma City. I saw the real thing.
Yeah. So yeah, we've been in tornadoes a couple times, and Twisters rocks. Chris Turner is.
Yeah, we're on the outlier of the tornado deal here, and it we get a lot in this area.
Yeah.
I love those movies, and tornadoes a lot like, as you know, being in gunfire. One's enough.
Yeah, and you just
One's enough.
for sure where it's gonna hit. You just don't. Yeah, it's been with the kids and I have been through some dicey ones. He was in Afghanistan that year. And it
But
was
my
dicey.
car was in it.
Yeah, his car
My
was
car,
in it.
my Subaru got.
Yeah, I had the Subaru and it got some softball size hail damage that year.
I
But,
had taken
yeah.
my brother to a baseball practice, and the tornado touched down on the other side of the field, like out of literal nowhere, and that was an experience.
Yeah,
You're
you
out there
see it and you're like,
catching
that's what it is.
fastballs from God.
God.
The dumbest idea, the dumbest thing about that was I looked at it, I was like, is this what a bathtub drain sees?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
That's where I was at first. I was like, ah, shit.
These tornadoes go the other way in Australia.
That's why I don't do drugs. I already have high thoughts about
Right?
shit.
Oh,
It's
dude,
like,
imagine how much deeper you could get.
No.
You could probably start writing music.
no, I've already done that too without drugs. And
You wrote music?
yeah, I mean, that was shitty bands, when you're younger.
Oh,
but
What instrument?
oh, it's easy to see I was a bass player.
Oh,
Easy,
okay, I
yeah.
get that. Yeah.
he's a bassist.
Yeah.
Those are the smartest ones.
Yeah.
They're the least laid ones, but they're the smartest ones.
You are 100% correct.
See?
Well, I don't know.
What?
I was
you gotta.
I
You
got
gotta.
nothing.
Wait. I was gonna. You got a hard on for some bassists?
No, I got nothing.
I was a bass player singer. That's the anomaly.
Fucking Gene Simmons, man.
Yeah, except without the tongue and without the money and without all the ladies.
Yeah, well,
But just like him otherwise.
Did you do the face makeup?
One time I did play with face makeup on. I forgot about it.
I
Yeah.
think he's younger than that. That's not Gene Simmons is old as fuck.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
about our age.
Yeah, that's our age wasn't doing no.
Oh, I forget. I
Face
come from.
makeup.
I have 8 older siblings, so like I grew up with.
Okay, when I say that's my
Music.
parents' music, he says that's my sister's music. So
Because my sisters are as
This is
old
gonna
as
be a
her
9.
mother. So
Yeah.
she's
Well,
older than me.
I
She's
find
on
this,
the cradle.
and you have the perspective to where you can say this because you're adults, but
Maybe.
we have generationally a far greater appreciation for music that came before us
yes.
than the current generations seem to now. Like you
Yes.
have a knowledge of musical history from hundreds of years ago,
Right.
whereas they don't understand anything before 1996.
Right.
I'm glad you say 96 because one of our daughters recently, well, a couple of them now are like, I'm a huge Deftones fan, and they're like into Deftones now, and I'm like, I get to listen to it with them.
You sit there like, this is White Pony. You listen to it every night at dusk.
I fucking saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that tour, the Norva in fucking Norfolk, Virginia in 2000. Yeah, I just joined the Army.
You sleep like kind of sneak in Tool with that because you make them listen to Passenger. Like, who's that fucking psycho powerful voice? Like, this is Maynard from Tool. He has 2 bands that you know of and 10,000 you don't. You listen to this at dusk also.
Yep. So I was playing my music the other day in the car when Emily drove me to the eye doctor.
Yeah.
And I was playing my music and she was like, you have the best like playlists from like the 90s and 2000s. I was like, well, yeah, I was fucking there.
Big difference when you saw them in concert.
Right?
Yeah.
I was there.
Right.
Yeah.
I saw Pumpkins. That was my first concert. Smashing Pumpkins.
I miss them.
Dream, I think it was.
I think my first one was Hole. Like the beginning of Live Through
Back
This.
when everyone thought they were still good.
Well, he wrote that album. Cobain wrote that album, so it was a good album.
Yeah.
And it was like a month and a half after he died.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So this was
Where'd you see them at? In like Raleigh or
the Ritz in Charlotte? It's not. I think it's one of those clubs that has closed, reopened, and closed again. But it was 1994.
Wow.
Yeah. I remember seeing them.
Where did we see? We were in Charlotte. We saw Primus and Clutch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn, that's a good show.
Yeah, PNC. Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Primus is insane.
Yes, it was a great fun.
It was so much fun.
Fantastic.
All right, you got something else? We need to wrap this up.
Do we?
Yeah.
Okay.
No way, I'll be happy to come back on and hang out with you guys.
Yeah,
you guys are fun.
We're gonna get into this one last thing, man, because we discussed it on Twitter, and I think you already have an argument for it. And who gets laid more, Tony Stark or Bruce Wayne?
Tony Stark.
That was my immediate answer. No,
Tony Stark.
Tony Stark.
Bruce Wayne doesn't want the pussy as much. He doesn't want it as much.
But he has to do it to keep that persona.
To do anything.
Yes, he does. He has to maintain the Playboy.
Well, he has to have doing it right because he has an asshole attitude. Like, shut off and because he's rich. You're just thinking that women threw themselves at him because he's rich. That's not it. Tony Stark is rich, but he's also fucking fun.
Yeah, but he's also like going to different galaxies and shit, and he's not banging fucking women out there. Meanwhile,
I mean, he
going out.
He would.
Night.
He would though.
Yeah,
he would Captain Kirk that.
He's an absolute playboy.
I think the low key billionaire is pulling more ass than the high key celebrity.
It's not an issue of could. It's an issue of does.
Right. You said how.
Bruce,
who is doing more?
I will cite you these examples. Bruce took that entire Russian ballet in The Dark Knight onto a boat, had them all out there. Could have been all kinds of crazy sex. What's he do? He gets in a fucking Korean hijack plane and goes to fucking Hong Kong to kidnap Lau. That's his cover.
We don't know how long he was out there. He could have banged them all by then.
No, you can't.
Fucking Alfred Cuck.
No, you cannot go do that with empty balls. That's a full ball situation. You gotta have that fucking.
No. Oh, I beg to differ because you don't want the sex on the mind. That's like you don't go out with that loaded gun. Yeah. You blow that load so you think more clearly.
No, you're sharper when there's tension.
How do you know?
Look, this was fully discussed in an episode of Grey's Anatomy as well.
Was it really?
Yes.
Tony, however,
not Tony and Bruce Wayne, but not withholding sex to make you sharper.
They couldn't fit all the sex Tony had on screen. There'd be nothing. It'd just be called Iron Dick.
Right.
It would. Leslie Bibb, the reporter.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure he nailed Kate Mara when she was the marshal that served him. All these chicks Tony's nailing. at his birthday party, all this other shit. Tony's just
We're not.
That's what he
seeing
is.
Chicks that Bruce is banging.
Exactly.
We're not.
because
But
a lot of it's his cover.
But he has to do it because he has to maintain his cover.
He's a
Right?
psychopath. In his head, he's Batman. That's what he calls himself.
Yeah.
It was revealed
fate.
in an episode of Batman Beyond. Now, keep in mind, I am the nerdiest dickhead
We have Batman.
about these things. Batman Beyond, this dude tried to. There we go, baby. I love it. This dude tried to convince Bruce Wayne he was crazy. And the whole time, Bruce was like telegraphing, maybe I'm crazy, whatever. At the end, you saw Bruce, old 80-year-old Bruce, sharp as fuck, knew the whole time he wasn't crazy. And Terry asked him, he's like, well, how did you know? You know, how did you pull this master stroke? He goes, because he called me Bruce. That's not what I call myself. I'm like, fuck. He's crazy.
He was crazy the whole time.
He is a psychopath. He is a disciplined psychopath.
I think
The mission is everything.
I think just based on time alone, Batman is slaying.
No,
Bruce Wayne is
no.
Then
Because
Tony.
listen to me. As a female, I'm telling
because
you.
Tony's going a different dimension.
No, no,
Secret War.
no. Tony's not gonna
Dude.
fucking Playboy.
Tony
I'm
nailed
lying.
She-Hulk. Tony nailed She-Hulk. He will fuck a green woman. It's proven. He will fuck a green lady on another planet. He's like green eggs and ham, baby, except the opposite. I do not.
He's into it.
I do so like that green box. I do so like that sexy fox.
Yes.
I will fuck all those ladies.
Yes.
You don't even have to ask me, maybe.
Oh, did he? Did you write that beforehand?
No.
No, I am
that was on
I'm a
the
dummy.
fly. You can see it,
Eminem needs to call.
right?
He needs help.
Eminem doesn't need help.
Okay, well, I mean, we'll just have to agree to disagree because
I love
will
it.
Not. I refuse to lose.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have respected you otherwise.
Good.
But
I'm
Stacy
respecting
and I, for the record, are right.
him.
And he's my new favorite.
On that note,
Oh,
well, thanks again, man, dude. We appreciate you so much.
guys, it's been a blast.
This is probably going to do more for us than it will for you, but you may get one or two from us.
I am so happy just to hang out and talk to cool people.
Dude, it's finally
How fucking lucky are we? We can do
Yeah.
this.
like we can just I got a friend. I got a new friend.
I know.
Yeah. I
We
don't have
both do.
friends.
We can go hang out in
Yeah.
North Carolina now. and
I
fun.
have a friend.
Shut up.
We have a friend. Okay.
Right.
All right, man. I'm gonna hit
You guys
stop
rule.
recording.